It's making me crazy. But we fixed it. The lights are up. We seem to be okay. How's everybody doing? Okay, let's see how I can scroll. Here we are. Oh, hey, Carly. And then name 42394. Hello. How's everybody's Friday? It's finally Friday. Thank God. This week has totally drug on for me. And sorry, oh, hey, Alberto. Oh, yeah, Wascally Wabbit. So many people. What's taking forever? I don't understand. Someone's complaining and I don't know what you mean. Hi, Pantalina. Hey, Courtney. Sarah. Alice. Jill. Hey. Cassie. Jenny. Oh, it's still not loading. What? Hey, Emma. I wonder why it's not loading. Is everybody else having that problem? I'm not sure what that means. And if there's something that I can do. But let me know if it's lag or if there's something that's wrong. I could put in my earbuds if you don't really hear me or something. Hey, Allison. Everybody's here. Yay! Okay, everybody can see me. Hooray. Okay, it's fine for me. Let me know if there's... Okay, finally loaded. I guess it just takes it a while once I've gone live to actually get it moving and a grooving. Okay. Oh, hey, Marjan. Marjan, am I saying that right? I hope so. It's like I have to read it quick as it goes by. And Amberly, oh, thanks. I didn't really do my hair. I never do my hair. Surprise. But today do you ever underestimate the amount of time that you need to get something done? Always. And I'm always running late and doing something. Sean's helping me out over here. He's got his earbuds in so he can hear.
You might want to tell people who are watching on YouTube that you can't see their chat.
Oh, okay. So if anybody's watching on YouTube, the chat is actually on YouNow. So I'm able to answer questions through YouNow much more easily. It's hard to toggle back and forth between YouTube and YouNow. And it's really difficult. So, hey, Savannah and Brigida Hall Smith says, hi, Sean. You have fans too. I told Sean he has fans too. Yep, Carly says, sup, Sean. Hello, everybody. So, yeah, so we're just here to hang out, and we'll be here for about an hour, so get cozy. If I hadn't just had a coffee, all I have is water today because I already had 2 coffees. Shh, don't tell anybody. But it's Friday. Yay, and tomorrow I get to sleep in. Oh my God, I've never been so excited in my life. I know, Nikki. It's finally Friday. Hit the road. That's not too much coffee. I know it's not. Thanks, Nikki. But I'm so glad it's Friday. Okay, everybody found it, figured it out. Yay! I know you now, honestly, for all of the things that I do. Oh, thanks, Nikki. You're my #1 fan. For all the things that I do online, you now is pretty user intuitive. I don't have trouble figuring out how to get it to work. So, you know. Oh yeah, Fibro Mom. She has a channel too, and you guys should check it out. So glad you could be on. Hey everybody. Okay, how am I feeling today? I'm good. This week has been, oh, thanks for the 400 likes, Insecure Mess. I feel bad saying that because I wonder what your real name is. But I'm good. This week has been just long. I don't know what it is. It's probably just me. Particularly yesterday, I had calls and meetings, then I saw clients, and then I had my book club. So it was awesome, but it was just a long day. And then I came home and had to edit a video. And I was like, but now I'm feeling really good and I'm glad it's Friday. And this is technically my last to do other than I have my things I do every day. You know, I approve your comments and comment on your comments and answer a couple of questions on Tumblr and I do all my stuff. So I'll be doing that. And then, yeah, maybe I'll get my nails done this weekend. I don't know. I'm in need of a pedicure. That's for sure. But anyway, how are all of you? Oh, what book am I reading? I'm reading, I wish I had it in here. It's called Euphoria, I think. Let me Google it because it's the next. So if anybody follows me on Snapchat or, let me see, book. Yes, it's called Euphoria by Lily King. So far, it's kind of depressing. Don't know if I'd recommend it. But if anybody follows me on Snapchat or my Insta stories, I had my book club last night. And I usually, when I don't read the book, I come and I'm like, I didn't read the book. I'm sorry, but I just wanted to say hi. And, oh, thanks, Alice. And anyway, and I went to book club, and before I even got a chance to say anything, they were like, So you're from Washington State. I guess the book was set in Washington State. Have no idea. Didn't read the book. And they're like, it must have been so nostalgic for you. And then before I could even say anything, they moved on to something else. And I was like, and now I'm feeling like a liar. But I am reading next month's book. So, oh, and if you want to share this and let people know that it's going live, to send the link out, you can tweet it. Share it on your Facebook. That really helps people find it and know that it's here. Because some people don't always, catch the videos in time to realize that we're going to be live. Okay. Okay, everything's better. People can see me. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, of course, Christina. I'm always happy to answer your guys' question. That's what makes live streams so awesome, is that I get the chance to, answer as many as I can, like pew, 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 like lightning round. Okie dokie. Oh, what's my Snapchat? It's just Kati Morton 1, because somebody else has Kati Morton. I'm not sure who it is, but I am Kati Morton 1. Oh, from New Zealand. Yay. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to look for questions. Sorry. Oh, Tilly, I'm so glad that you're here too. I'll be moving around the days and times of live streams to try to accommodate different people's schedules. So just make sure you're following me on Twitter and obviously watching my videos, because I try to say it in those. But I'll try different days and times to try to accommodate different schedules as long as I can. Yay, you made it to the live stream. Yay. Oh yeah, another Kiwi. Bridget's a Kiwi too. I know the comments are going fast, Connor. It's really intense. Ooh, greetings from Mexico. Okay, let's see. Oh, Marissa Stone is saying, what are my thoughts on codependency? I actually have a video on it. So search on YouTube, which technically is the same thing because they're owned by the same people. Search on YouTube, Kati Morton Codependency. I have a whole video about it, and I have, some information on it and what it is and how common it is, because it's very, very common, and ways that we can, work on it, get better, stuff like that. Okay. Oh, Allie. Oh, you'd had trouble. Oh, thanks, Jennifer. Thanks for the tip. That's so sweet. So I'm glad you guys are able to get on. Okay, so a bunch of numbers, and sorry, it's like 1050, 889. She's asking, she or he, not sure, is asking, my therapy is ending. I'm really nervous to continue recovery by myself. It can be really difficult. If it's possible to extend your therapy in some fashion, ask for it. You never know. I always think it's better you never know if you don't ask. Like, things that I do, you don't know. Like when my collaboration with Tomska, I had to ask him, and I didn't know. He could have said no, but you never know until you ask, right? So I would ask, see if it's extendable, if it's something they can do. And then from there, I would definitely ask your therapist for tips and tricks when you're out on your own. I mean, I have my free workbooks. I know there's a lot of different resources available. Just make sure that you're utilizing all of the things that are available to you and asking. Oh, Ashley S. is here, one of my top fans. Hey. Hey, Ashley. But I would do, make sure that you have all of the resources and all of your stuff set up so that you don't feel like you're going, through a steady time with therapy into nothing. So that would just be my advice for that. Okay, question Allison saying, what if your therapist is being counterproductive? I'll need more information. Like, how so? Are they not moving forward with you as quickly as you want? Are they doing things that are detrimental to your recovery? Let me know a little bit more. Oh, I have some. Thanks, baby. He's offering me water. Oh, yeah, Carissa. I met your sister Katie today. Yeah, I did. Carissa, I did. I met her. That's why I'm actually running a little late, because I stayed a little longer. We were having a good chat, so I stayed a little longer than I expected, and then I was trying to shove my face with food and then get on here and say hi to all of you. Okie dokie. Let's see. Okay, Libby is asking, is it weird that I'm getting cutting urges again in between stopping with my old therapist and waiting for an appointment with my new therapist? Of course, when anything is stressful or we feel like our foundation is kind of shifted and is unsteady in any way, we definitely will go through periods of time where all of our symptoms, if self-injury, like if you're listening to this and you're like, yeah, I'm going through the same thing as Libby, it's normal when stressful situations happen for all of our negative coping skills and the things that we fought so hard to stop, they come right back up. So know that that's very normal. That's why we need to have like plans in place for when things are bad, because then we have all these tools and tips and tricks and, worksheets and workbooks and family and friends to help support us and get us through that until those urges go back down. But know that that's very, very normal. And often I find switching therapists to be really stressful. Not to mention we want to make sure the other therapist knows how bad we're feeling, and that self-injury voice just takes advantage of that. Blech. Okay. Okie dokie, let's see. Do therapists tell their clients about their own trauma experiences? Snickers Mars is asking. Oh, it's candy bars. Snickers and Mars. I like them both. I don't. And the only reason I've ever had therapists talk about their things that have happened in their life or their own struggles is when they think that it can enrich the treatment plan with their client. But it's very limited. And I mean, I don't have any traumatic, per se experiences in my life other than I'm sure like the normal, oh, Sean's moving the light around. So therefore, I would never share because I don't have anything to share, but sharing a trauma with a client is taking away from them. And I don't like to do that. The time that I spend with my clients is their time for them, for us to work on what they're working on. If I had a trauma, I would talk in my own therapy about it. Okay? Okie dokie. Let's see. Ireland is watching. Hi, Dean. I'm glad you could tune in.
Sorry.
I know Sean we're so varied in our looks right now. It's like we're at a club. A very noisy club. Okay, Sid is asking, I'm starting group therapy. What should I expect? I think I have a video about this, but if not, let me know in the comments if there's no video. I think there's a video about group therapy. I think it's when I talk, it might be one with Paul Gilmartin, and maybe I should do one where I talk about the structure because I've ran groups for years. I'm actually not doing one right now, but I usually am. And group therapy is going to feel overwhelming at first, and know that you don't have to talk the first session other than possibly introducing yourself, and know that it can take a little time to feel comfortable. But the great thing about group therapy is you get to hear other people's experiences. Oh, thanks, Em. She gave me a bunch of likes. And so I think that groups are great because you hear other people's stories, and often you hear things that you thought were weird about you or embarrassing or shameful and you've never told anybody, and then somebody else is expressing it. You're like, oh my God, I'm not alone. And it can be so empowering and so freeing and just so incredibly helpful. But it'll take a little time for you to get to know everybody. So take your time. You don't have to share right up front. But then when you do, just make sure that you're abiding by the group rules. That's something you should ask, because a lot of like AAs and Al-Anons is like no crosstalk, and there's certain rules that you should know. So ask the group leader, but sit back, listen. Oh, think Dick Turk. I'm just squishing that all together. I hope I'm not ruining your name, but thank you for the tip. Yeah, so group therapy is really great. That's all really you can expect. Everyone's going to be different depending on who's leading it and who's in it, but I am a big advocate of group therapy, okay? Let's see. Can you recognize BPD in children? Not usually. Usually, and I don't see children in my practice. I do see some teens, but I don't see young children. I did when I first started working at a free clinic, but I don't now. So in my most recent experiences, it doesn't look like BPD if it does end up turning into that, let's say. It's more likely to be some sort of an attachment disorder. It could be like reactive attachment disorder. I have a video about that. It tends to show itself more like that first, and then later on in life, if we don't get help, it can turn into things like BPD or generalized anxiety disorder. It could be a bunch of different things, okay? And that's why they wait to diagnose you until you're 18, because they want to make sure that you're fully developed and it's not just like a part of us, being a teenager and going through some changes. They want to make sure that it's actually persistent and it's part of our personality. That's why they call them personality disorders. But you are able to manage the symptoms and, fight the urge to be reactive in that way. Is something that we can overcome. Okay, Discreet Cloud says, why do I seek attention from everyone else but my mother? It could be a lot of different reasons. Number one, it could be that when you've sought help or support or comfort from her in the past, she hasn't been there and she hasn't been helpful. Or it could be that you're just not as close to her or don't trust in her as much as you do other people. My guess would be if you're seeking attention from other people but her, it's because you've learned that you can't get what you need from her. That would be my thought. And so I would talk about it in therapy. It's definitely something that can be repaired and something that can be helped if it's bothering you. Of course, Georgina, I'm glad I can do these. These are so cool. Okay, and Ciara became a fan. Yay. Okay, Aiden the Potato. Your guys' names, I love them. They just, it jumped. Okay, hold tight. I'm coming back. Aiden the Potato, do you have any advice for someone who is struggling to eat but has no eating disorder diagnosis? I eat, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to tell you how much. Sometimes I miss multiple days in a row. Sometimes they're not eating. Sometimes they are eating. The truth of it is, it doesn't matter if you're diagnosed or not. Having an eating disorder is having an eating disorder, and it sounds to me like you do. And so I would reach out for help as soon as possible. And I know that it's hard to eat, but if you have a supportive friend that can encourage you while you're trying to at least, eat every day, starting there. And please, please, please see your doctor. If you can at least make that appointment, that made me feel so much better, because a lot of eating disorders go undiagnosed, and a lot of people are undiagnosed for long periods of time. And that doesn't mean that you don't have an eating disorder, and that doesn't mean that you don't deserve help. So please reach out. Please speak up. Okay? Do it. I promise it's not as scary as you think. I know. There's only 2. So, okay. Let's do... Oh, am I a Hufflepuff? I don't know. I've always thought that I would probably be a Ravenclaw. I'm a nerd, you guys. Maybe I'll be cool. I'll be Gryffindor. Like that, I don't know. I'll have to take the test. Somebody tweet to me the link to a test so I can find out which house I'm in. I've never done that. Yeah, Ravenclaw. See, Rebecca agrees. I think I'm totally a Ravenclaw. Okay, the quiz on Pottermore. Thanks, Bridget. I'll do it. You guys have got it. Oh, you were Ravenclaw and then took it and got Slytherin. That's like the worst. Well, we'll count first time. The first is the best. Okay. Okay, cool. Oh, it's so cool to see you guys. And I like that when you guys have the same avatars, because then I know who you are. And I'm like, oh, I remember you from YouTube, and I remember you from Twitter and all that stuff. Okay. Oh, a lot of Gryffindors. Yes, yes. Okay, so I'm going to answer 2 more questions, then I'm going to hop over and have some guests on. I know that I have 3 hanging in the queue. I have Jennifer, Fabian, and Bridget. So we'll hop over and have them on in just a minute. I'm going to answer 3 more questions, and we'll get over to do that. So if you want to be a live guest, I'll toggle over in just a second. Okay. Katie, how... Okay. So Brittany says, Katie, how do you do life? I finish high school next week because Australia and ugh. To be honest, it's one day at a time, one thing at a time. It's good to take, to not put too much pressure on yourself, to have expectations that everything's just going to slide into place and you're going to be great. And it's always a process. Like, it's a process, not perfection. It applies to more than just recovery. It applies to life, right? We're all in a process to something. And so I think getting out of high school, the best thing that you can do is just take the time to decide. Oh, you're making it spaz. Ugh. He's messing with the lights, you guys, and it's making my thing spaz.
It looks okay on there.
There we go. Okay. I just have to like toggle it around. I think you're behind. There's a lag. I wonder if it does spaz. Anyway, so giving yourself a little time, knowing that you have to figure out what you want to do, and that's okay to not know. And you have to figure out who you want to spend time with, and it's okay to not know. See, it does it.
Totally.
It does spaz. So anyway, that's my advice. Give yourself time. Give yourself breathing room. Know that it's going to take time. Oh my God, Allie, if you dressed up like a squirrel, I would totally... I'd let you be a guest anyway, but if you dress up like a squirrel and you use the high-pitched voice, sweet mother. It's my own fault because I like squirrels so much and I follow them on Instagram. So I did it to myself. Blame me. I'm the one. Allie, that would be awesome. You have to be a buff squirrel. Remember? It's so weird. But I didn't want to be rude. Like, what if they were having really intense anxiety and didn't want to show themselves, right? And they wanted to pretend to be a squirrel? Maybe that's a thing. Okay. I know that was so funny. Oh my goodness. Sweet Jesus. Okay. So name 042394. Wow, I feel like I'm an old school Costco person. If you know what I'm talking about, let me know. What can help insecure anxious attachment disorder? In all truth, I'm not that familiar with that disorder. I'm not even sure if it's actually something that I've learned, if that's a real disorder, if it's something, that people have talked about and given a name to without actually being a DSM diagnosis that I've learned about. But anything with insecure and anxiety, a lot of it, like DBT, can really help with anything related to attachment, because it helps us when we're feeling extremely insecure and vulnerable and reactive. The tools that they have you use, like whether it's being mindful and recognizing how you're feeling and recognizing when those feelings boil up and feel out of control, and gives us tools to help with that. I just think DBT is great for those things. And anxiety in general, a lot of the helpful tools for that are obviously therapy and medication, but breathing techniques, making sure that you're sleeping well, eating well. I know these are all simple, like, duh, no, everybody knows that, but sometimes we need reminders that taking care of ourselves and taking care of our body overall actually helps us feel better overall. And it gives our body the energy and the nutrients that it needs to produce potentially more dopamine or less dopamine or more serotonin or norepinephrine. And so it can help us actually feel better and our mood can be improved. And so if you find yourself feeling really insecure and anxious and you're struggling a lot with that, if you can see a DBT therapist or join a DBT group, that can be really, really wonderful. And also just honestly working with a therapist. But if there's anything to do with attachment and DBT, make sure you're in a group. The groups are so much more beneficial than just one-on-one therapy. Okie dokie. I lost track of the numbers, but I think I'm doing one more question, and then I'm going to move over to the guests, okay? So Allison B is asking, can you overcome cyclothymia without medication? There's a lot of discussion in the psychological community about medication or not medication. I hear from a lot of you, and I get these nasty comments sometimes. People are like, how dare you say medication? You're the devil's pharmaceutical companies and blah. I'm like, remove, because nobody needs that kind of hate. But there are things you can do to better manage your mood. Like I was just talking about sleep. Like sleep is one of the most important things with bipolar disorder. Cyclothymia, I have a video about it if you don't know what I'm talking about. But bipolar disorder is so I guess increase, like the symptomology increases when we're not sleeping well. And it's so affected by our sleep schedule. So make sure you're getting enough sleep, make sure you're eating properly. And I mean, can you do it without medication? I'm sure you can help with it, but oh, thanks, Ashley. She gave me a tip. You're so sweet. I think that you can, but with caution, because it depends on how difficult it is, how long you've been struggling, and how intense the mood swings are. Because cyclothymia, remembers when we move quickly through ups and downs, and it can be really detrimental on our relationships, and medication can definitely work more quickly. I'm not saying it's the only way, but working closely with a therapist and using some behavioral techniques can help. But at the end of the day, if that's not helping, medication is there, right? Okay, let's see. Okay, Fabian, I'm going to make you a guest, and while it loads, I'm going to answer another question. Oh, so quick. Yay. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I've been really psyched this is happening. Like
yay. I know, it worked out. You were so quick to get on.
Yeah. So I've been having this problem with starting school in the UK. Like you might not get like the UK school years and everything, but I'm going into like one of the really important years of 2 years of school basically. And it's
have your A levels and stuff?
Well, it's kind of like GCSE, the stuff you do before you go to like college and all that, like preparing for it, you know. It's kind of hard to explain, but that, and like I'm doing all these courses and all that, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And
really stressful.
the thing is, my anxiety, it gets to a point, it's really really bad. And it can cause like me to hear voices and see things and all that. It's not like psychosis or something. I've been tested for that and I'm a therapist, blah blah blah. And it's getting to the point now where I can't talk. Like I will not talk in class. Like the teacher will say like, "Oh, Fabs, will you answer this question?" And I'll be like, no.
Yeah, freeze.
And I just won't say nothing. Or I'll be like, oh, it's this, or Shakespeare done this. And they won't be able to hear us hardly. And I'm so scared in case I get it wrong or I make them angry in some way. And I always fear that someone's going to be mad at me because, like, I just think I want to be perfect all the time. And it's like, it's getting to the point where I'm anxious. Like, I'm anxious all the time anyhow. But school, it's even worse. And it's like, I'm so hate school now, like, really bad. It's just horrible. And I've told my therapist this as well.
Okay.
And she basically just said, well, you know, it'll be alright when you get back in and all that. And I'm like, yeah, well, you could help us a bit. Like, I mean, come on. It's hell. It's a hellhole. You're just sitting there and you're dying. You want to go down into the floor because it's that bad.
Yeah.
And I can't escape.
Are you seeing a psychiatrist as well or just a therapist?
Like, I think it might be different in the UK, you know? In a sense, I'm not sure. But
can they prescribe medication? I guess that's my question. Or from your general practitioner, maybe your GP.
I got referred like years ago from the GP, and I've been under the service in the UK called CAMS, which is like an adolescents with mental health problems and all that. I've been with them, and we've been working through stuff. And the I can't remember what I was going to say. The thing is, because I struggle to talk in class, it's really affecting me and stuff. And it's
Hmm.
like, I don't, because I've got this this kind of interest. It's very,
Uh-huh.
very intense. It's like really, and it's about medical stuff,
Uh-huh.
pediatrics, be specific, right? And
Hmm.
I've got all these videos on my phone, and I watch them, the like tours and the hospitals and all that, and they seem to get my anxiety to a level where I can deal with it, or it takes it away completely, and it can change my mood
Oh,
like that, and
okay.
it's amazing. But at school, I can't have it. Like I can't have my phone. I can't have the videos. Nothing. There's no
Is there any
exception.
way, I'm
Nothing.
just curious, like, is there any way, I don't know how it works in the UK because it's different, but like, like, do you remember my video about IEPs, those individualized education?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like the thing is with me though, like I can't get one
Mhm.
because it's affecting my learning, but I've still got good grades, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, which
And
sucks. Like, why do you need to like really be struggling to get help? But sometimes they do that to you.
yeah, like they say that if it's not affecting your education where you're not getting good grades like that, then maybe. And if you've got a diagnosis, then it makes it more kind of like you got one. But for me, because I'm still going through the autism assessment process and I haven't got the diagnosis as yet, because no one can decide whether I'm autistic or not, they're not gonna really, and they're gonna have to put a case that it is affecting me learning and nothing that they're doing is helping, and that's not really a thing that can be done really. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know how this anxiety is going to pass where I can actually talk and not feel so scared of the teachers, where I'm
Yeah.
literally like just crapping my pants because
Yeah,
I can't
you're fine.
physically
Hey,
do it.
I say a lot
And
worse things. Let's be
yeah,
honest. Um, so I guess my advice would be there's a couple of things. So the first would be I don't know if you
yeah,
have something to the equivalent of a school counselor, but if not, I would actually talk to your teachers if you
you
can.
have
I know your anxiety is probably already through the roof.
yeah,
But letting them know what's going on, maybe emailing them, writing a letter, something
yeah,
that maybe is a little easier to do to let them know because often, even if there's not an IEP in place, sometimes they'll let you
yeah,
take breaks
yeah,
or you can have like a signal like, oh, I push this piece of paper. I'm like pretending you can see me. I'm doing this,
yeah,
pushing, like I'm pushing this onto the
yeah,
floor and that means I'm maxed out and I'm just going to get up and
yeah,
go to the restroom for a bit. That's an
yeah,
option. Another thing that
yeah,
helps a lot of my clients is if you're allowed to have an earbud in, just one with like
yeah,
calming music, or maybe it's
yeah,
the things you like to listen to.
yeah,
Sometimes they'll allow you as long as you let them know what's going
yeah.
on. And
See,
the
like,
last is like putty. Hmm.
yeah, see, like in my school, we're not allowed phones or anything, and the thing is, I've already, because we've got this in my school called like SEN department, it's like special ed, really.
Hmm.
Um, there's that, and I talked to them about it, and they've just said, well, but you know, because you've just started school again, all that, you know, there's going to be hotspots in your anxiety. Of course there is. If you struggle with anxiety, that's going to happen. And I'm like, yeah, but like, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah,
I'm so anxious, I can't speak,
yeah,
and
yours is
they
more
don't really seem to come
debilitating
up with
than
a
the anxiety that you're
solution.
talking about. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I would try to make them, even if you can get a letter from your therapist, that's another option to everybody else that's like listening and watching. Um, your therapist can advocate for you in a lot of ways. Sometimes we just have to ask.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I would, explain that like it's so intense that literally I can't speak. I'm seeing things, hearing
Or
things, it's
sometimes I
just
just
not,
mumble, like,
huh?
because I'm scared in case if I don't speak, well, I'm gonna get wrong, or I'm gonna get detention, and I don't
Yeah,
want that.
it like builds on itself and makes it worse, right?
Yeah,
So
it's
I would
like,
express that and see if there's some more things that can be done. And look in the comments because a lot of people say they're in the same kind of program as you. Maybe they have some
yeah.
help as well.
See, like, I finally told my counselor, and she said, "Oh well, we'll do some CBT stuff, and hopefully
Mhm.
that's gonna help." But
That
I just
definitely will.
hope it ends soon,
Yeah.
because it's killing
And
me.
that's really helpful too. So I would, yeah. Well, keep me posted. I hope that some of those things help. I hope that the CBT
Yeah,
helps because that definitely does as well. Because it
yeah,
does get better. Okay. And medication is also an option if you think you
yeah.
can get someone to help you with
I've
that could work.
meds to me, but she's like, well, if, well, I'm not gonna put you on meds like until we get the autism diagnosis, and if
Mm,
we do, and
yeah.
what can help that, you know what I mean? But I think
Yeah.
she thinks that if we get an autism diagnosis, that's gonna change everything, but it's not. All it's
No,
gonna
you're
do
still
is
gonna
give you
feel the same.
answers to what my struggles are.
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna be the only thing that might make her change her mind, but it might not. And
Yeah.
maybe anxiety will pass before then. I don't know, but I hope it does. It's
Yeah.
killing us right now.
Yeah. So
Even talking
I
to
just
you
express
is
as much.
anxiety provoking for us. Like, even talking to you, who's a proper therapist, is making me anxious. Even talking to my own therapist is isn't normal. It's weird,
Yeah, no,
you
and it's
know?
not. And it sucks that sometimes we have to scream to be heard. So I would keep speaking up. I'd keep talking about it. I'd keep saying I need more, I need more.
Yeah,
I'm not doing well.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
until they hear you, you know?
yeah.
But keep
It's
me
like
posted. I hope that these help, you know?
I have talked to my school teachers eventually with the help of SEN there, so I can actually
Mm.
speak with the teaching assistant there, so I can actually communicate, and that's kind of
Yeah.
worked. But I just hope it gets to the point where I can do stuff, because right now it's
Yeah.
limited, and I hate school. Like, I just want to stay home and not go there to school, but
Yeah,
I've got no
of
choice.
course. It's too stressful. It's too anxiety provoking.
Yeah,
Well, keep me posted. I hope that some of
yeah,
ideas help.
yeah.
And
Same.
hopefully,
I
you
think so.
know, if it's that bad, hopefully they'll hear you out and maybe get you on medication to at least bring the anxiety down, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's been lovely
Okay.
talking to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you too.
Okay. Okay.
Thanks,
Bye.
Fabs.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, let's see. Back to some of the questions here. We have some chat going on. Yeah, good luck, Fabian. I'm hoping that that's really helpful. You guys are so nice to one another. I have the best fans. I don't know. I know people say that, but they don't have them like I have them. Okay, so Nazanin, am I saying that right? And I know you because I've talked to you a zillion times online. Is it normal to have severe social anxiety with some people but not with others, and why? It depends. Everybody's different when it comes to their anxiety. Usually, and let me know in the comments, usually my clients with social anxiety, they're fine with certain people that they know really well and that already understand the issue, and they don't feel any pressure, I guess, to perform, for lack of a better term. Like, there's no need to pretend we're feeling good because they know that we don't. And so there will be some people in our life that we're super comfortable with, therefore our anxiety level goes down. It doesn't mean we have no anxiety, but it's not debilitating. And of course, when we're meeting new people or people who upset us anyways, because we all have those people, we end up feeling more anxious at those times. So it is very normal. Okie dokie, let's see. Do I know which personality type I am? I've taken that test like 5,000 times and I just don't remember. You'll have to remind me, and I think I have it saved somewhere. I can let you know, but I forget what I am. Okay. Oh yeah, a lot of people remember there's INFJ. I honestly, you guys, I have no idea. But everybody's sharing theirs, so look at what theirs are. Everybody remembers theirs. I'm a failure when it comes to this. I forgot.
Just a second, you can sort by.
Oh, okay, cool. Okie dokie. Let's see. I'm going to answer 2 more questions, and then I'm going to go back over to the guests that are waiting, and we'll do a couple more of those, okay? Let's see. Oh, somebody said Autism Advice. I saw it. I didn't catch the name. Oh, Dean. It's one of the things that, oh, thanks, Brianna. She gave me a tip. It's one of the things that I am trying to find a specialist with, because it's not what I specialize in, and I could definitely read about it and research about it, but it's much better. It's like when I talk about eating disorders and self-injury, it's something I really understand and I've worked a lot with, and I'd like to find someone who is that way for autism spectrum disorders. So stay tuned. I'm looking into it. I'm going to find it, okay? Okay, let's see. Thanks, Ashley. If you have a question, let me know. I've been looking for your name in here. Okay, Alexandria asks, can my therapist hospitalize me? She says she's worried with me eating so few calories and not willingly going to IOP with ERC. She can actually. There's a couple of things, because I struggle with that constantly. Oh, thanks, Alice. She gave me some likes. I struggle with that a lot, periodically with my clients, and because a 5150 essentially putting you in the hospital on a hold is if you're a danger to yourself or others. And an eating disorder, unfortunately, is a danger to yourself. If we feel like your health is deteriorating, you won't see a doctor, you won't go into a higher level of care, we can do that. I don't know if she will. It depends on how bad things are and what you've talked about. At 5150, just to throw it out there, oh, thanks, M. She's giving me some likes. A 5150 is a last resort. So we're going to go through a ton of different things first, but when it comes to eating disorders specifically, if I worry that you may have a heart attack, because those are very common in eating disorders, then I may have to hospitalize you more quickly, because I worry that you could be walking into your house and fall down and no one would know, and that really scares me. So yes, that could happen. Okay. One more question, and then I'll hop over into the guests, so get ready. Okay. Oh, thanks, Jennifer. She tipped some bars. Okay, Mac H says, Katie, is it normal to not feel anything during an emotional or major event? Definitely. It's like our brain's way, almost like I talk about dissociation. It's like our brain's way of protecting us. So when something's extremely overwhelming and our brain literally cannot keep up with it and process what's going on, we often numb out. Ooh, somebody just walked outside our window. It's probably like, what is she doing? But people, our brain like protects us by doing that. And so it is very normal. And often just to note, it can take a couple of days, sometimes a week, for all of a sudden to all come flooding back, and it can feel really overwhelming. So right now you might want to look into seeing someone so that you have some support when you do feel all the things that you're not able to actually process and feel right now in the moment. Okay? Okay, on to the guests. Let's see. Bridget, are you ready? I'm going to make you a guest. Oh, thanks, Em. She gave some more likes. So we're connecting to Bridget, and if it takes a while, I'm going to answer some questions. Okay, Christina says, oh, hi.
Oh, hey.
How are you?
I'm great. It's so cool to talk to you.
I know. It is so cool. I'm glad you could be on.
Yeah. It's cool. I'm sick, so you'll have to excuse me if I'm like sneezing or anything.
Don't worry about it.
So my question was, it's like a bit of a random question, but I struggle with, have been struggling with anxiety and an eating disorder, and I'm in recovery. It's going really well. It's all great. Woo. But when I told my parents about it, like 5 or 6 years ago, they were just like, oh, it's just, it's not like, just a phase. It's just like, it's part of growing up.
I hate that.
And
not a
over
fake.
the years, yeah, it's difficult. So over the years, I've been trying to explain to them how it's really not, and it's, something more than just, a phase.
Yeah.
But I'm actually like seeing them in a few months' time, because I'm in the UK, but I'm from New Zealand.
Okay, I was going to say, one of my best friends is Australian. I'm like, it's kind of like her accent, but it's a little different.
Yeah, but I have a really weird accent anyway, so.
I love an accent in general, so very cool.
Thanks. So yeah, like I was just wondering how I could be able to like fully explain to them, like short and sweet, in a way that sort of there's no like questions asked about it except for like wanting to know more about it, if that makes any sense.
Totally. Like you want it to be like, how do we set it up so that you to tell them with the minimal amount of questions coming back at you?
Yeah. Yeah, and just because, I've like been able to understand it myself, and I've been doing lots of work on it. And I know that for me, it's, it's something chemical and something like, it's been, it's like emotional and all that stuff. But it's just like how to be like, it's not a phase, it's just something, and it's like who I am and what I deal with.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know your parents, so I'm going to throw out a bunch of different ideas.
They're lovely people, but it's just tricky.
Yeah, it is. And it's tricky when people just don't understand, and it's not out of, they're not doing it on purpose. It's not like they're purposely doing this. It's just like a lot of, especially older adults, because it wasn't talked about, and people don't address it.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like, oh, you grow out of it, like it's a phase, as if this is a phase that everybody goes through. You
go through hard stuff, yeah. And like, obviously, like growing up, self-discovery and all that stuff, but like obviously and like having panic attacks and like not eating for days is like not something that everybody does. So like, and
it's not something we grow out of. So I think if that's kind of their misunderstanding, I would first of all practice what you say. I know it's going to be weird to like talk to yourself, but essentially take some time and talk to yourself and practice. And what I find parents like to hear most is a quick explanation. So try to keep it short.
Yeah.
Try to keep it succinct, because I find my clients struggle because they like detour off, and that opens to more questions in the end.
I'm prone to doing that.
Really direct and tell them like, so just so you understand, and you can use my exact words if you want. You can rewatch this and write them down. But I would say, I want you to understand that like an eating disorder and my anxiety disorder are things that I'm struggling with, and I used eating to cope. Maybe use it to cope with anxiety, I'm assuming, but
there's a whole bunch of stuff, but I know this now, which is great.
Yeah. So you can like express like, and these were the things I was trying to numb out from or cope with by using this. Yeah. And anxiety, you say there's a lot of theories about it, but some people are just predisposed to it. My brain doesn't, quite work in the way that other people's do, and so I feel these symptoms. So try to make it as short as you can, like 2 minutes, And then
Yeah.
I would go into, so what I really need from you is just understanding. I just need you to be there. I don't need you to really, maybe you don't need them to do anything specifically, but you can just say,
Yeah.
in on me would be great. And in all truth, and then you can tell them the things you don't want. Like, in all truth, I find a lot of questions and a lot of questioning of me makes my life worse. So
yeah, because I've been living abroad for like almost 2 years now. So going back and being in that mind frame of being like, I know what I like and
it's hard.
how things work and everything. So yeah.
So that's what I would do. And keeping and that's why practicing will help, because it'll lower your anxiety, because you're like, I've done this before, and you can anticipate. That's why practicing is great, because when we practice, you know them really well, so you can anticipate what they're going to say, and then you can kind of cater it that way.
And do like scenario 1, 2, and 3 or something.
Exactly. And so having practicing that way, I think, is best, and then making sure in the moment that you have some of your tools that help you, and doing that. And I think, especially eating disorder related, it's important to tell parents that, like, it's a coping skill, and it's only going to make it worse if you, like, try to make me eat or try to, like, monitor. And then if there's any videos of mine that are helpful, maybe they'll watch.
I had a quick scroll through, because I wasn't sure if you actually answered that question before or not, but I was just like,
I talked about it, but it's hard to find those FAQs. I did a terrible job, like, tagging, and there's so many questions, and I'm like, hey. But yeah, so hopefully that helps. Let me know.
Yeah, it does. Thank you so much.
Of course. I'm glad you could be on. Bye. Okay, back into the chat, and then I'll do a couple questions. We'll go back in the chat, or the guests will go back and forth. Okay. Oh, David, can I pick you after? I've been putting them, just so you guys know, in the guests. It lets me put them in order of how long you've been waiting. So my next one is actually Libby. She's been waiting the longest, so she'll be next, okay? Just to give you an idea. So if you're hanging in there, wait, because I'll get to you, okay? We've still got time. Okay. Okay, so Syrian, I think I'm saying that right. I hope I'm not butchering it. Sorry if I mess your guys' names up. So I went to DBT therapy, group plus individual, for 2 years, and it didn't really help. Why do you move when I don't want you to? Okay, what should I try next? I have BPD. The truth of it is that, just like anything, and this is what kind of sucks about psychology in general as a practitioner, is that not everything's going to work for everybody. It's like medication. It's like therapy. There's going to be different techniques and different tools and things that you tend to attach with more and feel better about and actually help you more. So know that there's no one prescriptive thing that we can give you that's going to make you feel better. And nothing's wrong with you if a type of therapy doesn't work. Like, I just heard from one of my Patreon patrons today that she didn't think EMDR helped with her trauma, but there were other types of trauma therapy that she was hoping I would go into more detail about. And I was like, of course, because not every therapy works for everyone, right? We're all different. And so if DBT didn't work for you, my automatic response is honestly that I think it depends on what's happened and what your history is. But for my clients who have BPD, I find either, obviously DBT didn't work, but CBT is a close second, and it offers up the same tips and tricks, just a different flavor of it. And it depends why DBT didn't work. CBT is another option. Also, trauma therapy. If you have any trauma in your past, I find that a lot of different therapists who specialize in trauma can really help deal with, like, a lot of the attachment stuff that comes along with BPD many times. Everybody's different. And also, just regular talk therapy with someone who treats BPD patients frequently and has a good understanding of what, can come out of it. Those are a lot of the things that I would try. And it depends on how much of a trauma past you have or what you're really working on. If I knew more about that, I could actually give you more information. But that's why I think, like, a trauma therapist usually helps. A lot of my clients who struggle with BPD, I've ended up referring to different trauma therapists or work in conjunction with them, because there's usually a big portion of that that's kind of, holding them back and making their symptoms worse. So those are some things that I would do. And yeah, let me know if that helps. Let me know if there's more to it, or if I should know, more about you to give you a better answer, a more thorough answer. Okay, one more question, or two more, and then I'll hop into the guests. Okay, so Sarah A. Lou is asking, how do I feel less embarrassed about therapy? Are you embarrassed that you're going to therapy, or embarrassed to tell anybody that you are? I'm assuming that's the case. And so with that in mind, I think the thing is, it's like, it's nobody's business but yours. And you don't have to tell people that you're in therapy. If you find that you want to and then you feel embarrassed, I might bring it up in therapy and talk about why that is. Like, What is it about therapy that you find embarrassing? What kind of stigmas and, generalizations are you putting on yourself? Because I find that's what I do. When I feel embarrassed or when I feel upset about something, it's usually because I have my own set of assumptions that I make about something. Like going to therapy means blank, 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 blank. I have my own, stigmatizing way that I talk about it. And so I think talking about that in therapy and thinking about it for yourself, you might figure out where that's coming from and maybe you can, help it go away. Oh, your dogs won't stop barking. We have a neighbor dog that howls, starts around 3:30. It's like all night. Oh, thanks, Allie. Oh, good. Okay, good, Sarah. That's good. I'm glad it helps. Yay. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Quantum Verse says, I fidget a lot. Does that have anything to do to blah, blah, blah? I'm talking way too fast. I fidget a lot. Does that have anything to do with anxiety? It definitely can. A lot of my clients who have anxiety disorder struggle to sit still. It could also be a part of ADD or ADHD or one of those types of disorders. I think that it depends on how much it's bothering you. If it's, bugging you, there's like a plane that'll land on my house. If it's really disturbing you and making it hard for you to function, then I would reach out to someone and find out where it's coming from, because there's a lot of different things that we can do so that you don't feel so, fidgety, movie, stuff like that. Oh yeah, I bet it is making it hard to listen. The dog's barking. That's in reference to the dog's barking. Okay, let's see. Oh, Maureen says, how to deal with weight gain. Man, I was just getting into that question. Okay, how to deal with weight gain in anorexia recovery. I just hate my body so much and I look fat in almost all of my clothes. It's a work in progress, and it takes a lot of effort on your part. And I know that we wish it was like an easy answer, but the truth of it is that we need to spend time every day thinking our body. This may mean covering up mirrors. I've had clients cover up all their mirrors, except for the one in the bathroom where they can only see their face, because otherwise it just leads to, negative thoughts. But I would encourage you to talk back to that eating disorder voice even more right now. And I've talked about in other videos, I used to run this body image group at the treatment center that I worked at, where I'd have you write a letter to your body, thanking it for all the things it does for you. And I talked about it in my panel in DC, actually, it was a body image panel with Megan Tonjes and Loie, and there were two other girls at the end. I'm forgetting their names. I'm sorry. But I was like thanking that you have all your toes and that they bend and that they work and that you have feet that you can walk on and that your ankles that work so you can push forward. Like, I'm breathing right now. This is amazing. I can see you. That's amazing. Like, being grateful for all the things your body does can really help you get out of that negative thinking where we're like, oh, but my stomach and my thighs and my butt and my arms and whatever, versus being like, my hair grows, like I'm able to do that. That's wonderful. Like, my hands, they work. I can write to you. There's so many ways that we should be grateful. And so turning that around can really help. Okay. I'm going to switch over. Oh, thanks, Angie. You're so sweet. Switch over to my guests. I'm going to go for waiting the longest. And Libby, you're coming on. I hope you're ready. Let's get ready. Okay, let's see. Hey. Hi. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. I was like, wait, I have a totally different hair color than my user photo.
That's okay. I like both of them.
Thank you. I actually just did this yesterday.
Really?
I decided
so natural.
That's really cool, and that'll make my parents really happy. I decided to treat myself after my last session with my therapist because I was in a more than shitty mood.
Sure, it's really hard.
Yeah, I mean, I've been a guest on your thing a couple of times.
I know.
What do you call it? To preface that, I just moved to Florida for school. From Israel. So I basically left my therapist, psychiatrist, person who's like my mom and all my friends.
Yeah. All your treatment team. You left everybody.
Yeah, like practically everyone, and then just like moved to a condo here, which, thank you parents, is in an extremely Jewish building with a synagogue in it too.
Oh.
I mean, I gotta say that kind of the very, I wouldn't put it past them to try to ask like the doorman how I was doing, and I'm 21. But what do you call it? But I have an appointment with my new therapist on Monday, and slightly terrified, and of course it's 9 a.m. because who doesn't love early morning therapy sessions?
I don't practice that early. I'm not a morning person.
But I'm kind of, like I was saying before with the cutting urges, I'm like, first of all, I'm incredibly lucky because every single one of my scars have faded, which
Oh,
I'm
yay!
incredibly, like, literally,
I
look at
can't
this.
even see. Yeah.
Like, every single one of them has faded, which the miracle of that is not lost on me. But what do you
That's
call
awesome.
it? Yeah, it's pretty cool because I'm wearing a pair of shorts and a tank top now, and I can actually do that. That being said, I really miss my scars,
Mm-hmm.
and
And you're
I
starting to see a new
having
therapist?
really bad, yeah, and I'm having really bad cutting urges again, especially after somebody in the non-religious community, because like us people who have become irreligious out of the Hasidic Jewish community
Mm-hmm.
kind of band together because it is such a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
One of them just recently successfully gave herself a hot shot and OD'd.
Oh,
So
I'm
that's
so
kind of
sorry.
shaking everybody.
Yeah.
And one of my friends knew her personally, and she tried to OD and went into the psych ward, and thankfully made it back into sober living, and that kind of like more than triggered me.
Yeah.
Like I
No,
was talking to my friend, and I was like, you know what? I'm not feeling well. I think I'm gonna Uber home now. Bye, everybody.
yeah.
I am really proud of myself because I changed the Uber address to my house instead of Walgreens because I was going to get razors last minute. So I'm really happy I did that, and I called the helpline that night.
Yay.
So that was a successful night, but like I've gone from like triggered to kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, just kind of like numb. Like just staying in one place, very numb, and like, and then the morning after that, I had the last session with my therapist. So,
lots
I
going
forgot.
on.
Yeah, I also was at my parents' house for 3.5 days, which was, I love my mom so much.
But family can be the most triggering thing.
Oh my God, I was in the mall with her. She's 43 and she told me she needed to go to a potty drip behind Burger King, and then started laughing hysterically at the top of her lungs. It's like, gravity.
Yeah. You're like,
oh my God.
So your appointment, when's your next?
Anyways, I know I'm like rambling, but what do you call it? My appointment's coming up on Monday morning, and I'm kind of like not sure how to handle this because she is a trauma specialist. She does EMDR and DBT. Which EMDR freaks me out because
you don't have to do
therapist, and she paid me $1 when I was like 10 to try it out on me. Yeah.
Okay. I have my own thoughts about that, but so more about like how to
more about this therapy thing. So I have really bad cutting urges, and I miss my scars. So I'm like, wait, but at the same time, I still want to be shorts and tank tops and whatever.
Yeah.
And I technically, I guess that's very technically, like to use a DBT term, completely an emotion mind.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
Not really
Look
sure
at
how to do that.
Okay, so
I was in the DBT treatment program for 3 months. I would hope the indoctrination stage is complete.
Stuck with you. Rational mind, mindfulness, and all the tools, and dear man, and oh dear,
very necessary evil.
Yeah. So I guess my advice would be a couple of things. Number one, seeing the therapist and seeing if you like them. Period. Right? I know you're having a hard time.
My therapist told me that I need to stick with her for 6 sessions to actually see if it's her I don't like or the work I don't like.
Yeah, and I agree. Like, we just have to give it a go. Everything is going to feel new, and we're feeling overwhelmed. I think right now is honestly when you need to utilize.
I'm also really scared of trusting her too quickly.
Yeah, and giving it time. There's no need to rush into it in general, right? I know we're in a quote-unquote crisis. It feels very overwhelming, but the truth of it is that you have a whole bunch of work under your belt. Like, you've done a lot of the hard work, and right now is when we have to practice it. And so using those DBT tools, pulling out those old logs, journaling, calling those friends, leaning on our support.
I cannot stand DBT.
You what?
That I cannot stand DBT.
Oh.
DBT
Well,
and I don't get along very well.
That's fine. But just using things that worked for you, fighting the urges, doing the things that you need to do. I think that you've come this far and there's a reason for it, and not feeling like all is lost, we have to throw it out, I think knowing that we can have a couple steps back and feel like we're overwhelmed, and it's okay because we have tools, we've gotten here before, and we can get through it. And so I would lean on your supports. I would do the tools that help you the most, whether it's, writing poems.
Very many supports right now. I have my blog, by the way, people, myrecoverylife.tumblr.com. I have my blog, what do you call it? And that's cool, but my mom is coming on Monday as well. Yay.
Okay.
For like 5 days. So excited.
Well, I would...
But, so that's like a hard thing for me because I'm like, wait, I know I don't want to cut, and I miss my scars, and I don't want to. Oh, that's cool. Somebody just tipped you 1,000 bars.
Yeah, Marie tipped. And Sarah's asking what your blog name is.
I'll type it into the chat.
Okay, cool. And I think the blog, honestly, from what's going on, it sounds like the blog could be the best right now because it's the one thing you don't mind doing. You can get positive feedback. You can talk with people and remind yourself why you came this far. Don't give up. I know that things get shitty and the urges come back, but you fought it. Keep fighting it. All of this shit that's happening right now will calm down. We're going through an change.
Right. What happens when I'm just like, I find that a lot of times I will successfully fight the urge, but then I'm going to be like, wait, I don't want to fight this urge. I just want to cut. I don't want to fight anything. I just want to cut.
Distract like a motherfucker. Get out of the house. Get away from those razors. I know it sounds crazy, but the urges go away, and I know we don't...
I don't have any razors in my house.
Okay,
So
good.
that's a step.
Hey, then you don't have to run out of your house. You just have to distract until it goes away, because it will. And I know that there's times where we feel like, but I just want to. But often it helps to think, what am I trying to express? I know I'm totally DBTing you right now, so just hang in there.
I know
What is
that
it?
I'm trying. I kind of DBT myself already. Like, I know one of the, I think the major reason I started cutting was I wanted to know what was going on. Like, what was so hard. That one of the reasons that's popping up because I want to show the new.
It's really cutting out for me.
Yes.
Okay, you're back. Okay, it was like, but I get what you're saying.
So
like,
I know that one of my major reasons is because I want to show the new therapist how hard things are.
That's exactly my thought as well. So honestly, write it in a blog and show her the blog. That would be much more powerful than any cut could be. So put it out there. Okay?
That makes sense over here.
I know. Well, listen over there for just a little bit longer, because in all honesty, if she's worth her salt as a therapist, she's going to understand. She's going to hear you out. Just try it. Let me know. Try it and let me know, okay?
Can I say I'm so excited? First new therapy session and then mother coming a couple hours later.
It sounds
perfect.
perfect.
Fun day.
Well, keep me posted. Let me know how it goes, okay? It's
right,
good
thanks,
to see your face again. Bye, Libby.
Good to see you.
Bye. Okay. We're going to do one question in the... Okay, so... I don't have her.
Yeah, if you sort by level.
I'm in it. Sorry, Sean's trying to tell me what to do, and it's not showing. Okay, so Jennifer will be up next in my guest, so hang in, Jennifer. I'm just going to answer a few more things in chat, and then we're going to finish, okay? So we're going to do a couple things real quick. So Libby has put her blog in there. It's myrecoverylife.tumblr.com, so check that out. Let's see. Oh, Allie's back. She's here. Yay. Of course, Jennifer, yep. Hooray! Okay, let's see. How my DBT therapist and I were a very bad fit, and no one believed that I was physically. This is Syrians. That I was physically sick, which I was, and just blame my anxiety. What's the question? So was it when I was talking about the therapist and you didn't like them? I believe that's the more information. I forget the question, you guys. I'm an asshole. I don't remember exactly what the question was. I just know it was something about you didn't really like your therapist, kind of like what do you do? If you're a bad fit and they don't help you and they were counterproductive. Sorry, the more that I think about this, the more I remember the question. Do you have the ability to switch or to find someone else? That would be my recommendation. And it's okay, as bad as I know this feels, and a lot of you have told me, like, I don't know if I could do that. When you go into therapy, you can say, do you have any referrals to someone else? Because I just don't quite feel like we're on the same page. And that's okay. It's not about me as a therapist. It's about you as the client and you getting the help that you need, and it's okay for you to ask for referrals. So I would ask to see someone else. And I would ask to see someone who actually understands what's going on and listens to you and is more supportive versus blaming it on something else or making you not feel understood and heard, which is really important. Okay. Allie says to stop posting questions multiple times makes it hard for them to chat because they're talking to one another. Okay. Sarah's asking if I've ever been asked. Oh, thanks, Alice. She gave me a bunch of likes. Have I ever been asked for a referral? No, I haven't. But I have had someone recently come for 3 sessions and then felt like they just couldn't afford to be in therapy and decided to quit. So I would assume that maybe they just didn't feel like it was a good fit and didn't feel like they could tell me. But that's okay. And I told them, that's fine. I'm here if you need me. If you want referrals, let me know. And they said no. So, I just left it there. I left it how it was. Okay. Discreet Clouds says, how do you stop seeking attention from everyone? I can get really bad and inappropriate and it's literally taken over my life. Are you seeing anyone? Because honestly, that sounds like a therapy. That's what we work on in therapy. I work on that with a lot of my clients and understanding where that's coming from and why we're doing that and finding ways to get those needs met in other healthy manners. Will totally help you because there are ways to get the love and attention and affection that we're needing without feeling like we have to do it in such an incessant manner where we end up ruining our relationships and actually isn't helping us at all and it's making things worse. Do you know what I mean? And so I would look into seeing someone. DBT therapy really helps with that because that sort of need for attention and attachment can come with a lot of the borderline-like symptoms that I've talked about in the past. And so working through those and understanding where it's coming from can really help you heal and cultivate healthy, happy relationships. Okay, so just give yourself time. It will get better. There are things we can do. We just have to figure out where it's coming from, what the need really is. Okay, now I am switching over and Jennifer is going to be a guest. So let's see what Jennifer has to say and what her question is. Okie doke. And while we hook with her. Okay, so Christina's asking about attachment to therapist and my thoughts. And it says it's connecting, Jennifer, so hang in. Oh, there we are. Hi. How are you? Oh, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, it's a little cut outy, but
Sorry, my connection has been really bad.
That's okay. If you get your question, I'm listening. I'm listening really close.
Oh, my question really is, well, it's kind of an explanation and a question, but I've been always arguing with my mom for a long time, and when I was younger, it was she was very abusive, but when I was 18 and left foster care, I had to go back home because I had no place to go, and so our arguing has been much worse, and I've struggled with self-harming since I was 12, but our today, she had said that, she just wishes I was dead, and I just feel honestly I should just do it.
Okay. A couple of things. First of all, it sucks we can't control other people, right? Because your mom's kind of being a jerk. Not kind of. She's being a total jerk. Know that you're worth it. Parents don't always do the best they can. There's a reason that you end up foster care, and just remember that. And you've gotten through that, and that's a shitty time. Let's be honest, right? It can be really terrible. And so there's a reason that you're still here. There's a reason that everything has worked out, and things can get better. is it financial, the reason you had to go home?
Yeah, I just had no place to go. Like, I turned 18, and then I was just kind of like out, because at the time I was in foster care, I was like 13, and nobody like wants foster kids that are teenagers.
Yeah,
So I ended
it's
up like in
harder
a group
as you
home
get older.
and just ate out.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a couple of things. Are you hooked up with any? I mean, you were in foster care, so do you have? I'd assume there's some kind of coverage and stuff that you have available to you. Like, are there any clinics where you can see a therapist? Is what I'm trying to get at. Like, seeing someone, having a support.
Yeah. I actually started seeing a therapist. I was
Yay!
trying
Do you like him or her?
along. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
she's really,
awesome.
really nice.
Good, and I would lean on them. I know that's what we're here for. That's why we get into what we do, right? Is we help, carry the burden with you and help support you. And so, oh, thanks, Allison. She just tipped. I would definitely lean on her. It's a she, or is it a he? Okay. I want to make sure I'm saying that right. So I would definitely lean on her, and I would talk to her about this. And there are a lot of ways that we can manage our parents, I guess, or the people we live with, in conflict. And the number one is, as bad as it sounds to say, not arguing back. If they start shouting at us, we don't add any fuel to the fire. We can walk away. We can say something simply like, I just really don't want to fight with you right now. It's upsetting, and I'm sure it's upsetting to you, and I love you, and I don't want to fight, and we walk away. There are other things we can, I don't know exactly, how it looks and how it feels. I know it's really hard, and I know that at family it's the worst, and she's saying horrible things to you. I would encourage you, after a fight like that, write down 10 things you love about yourself, or start with 3 even, if it's hard. 3 things you love about yourself. Think you could do that?
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
Yeah, and I know it just sucks, but we can't control other people, and so we have to control ourselves. And so what I'm kind of encouraging you to do is to, instead of letting her tear you down, help yourself build yourself back up. You have supports. You're a fighter. You're a survivor. You've been through all this shit already, and you're still here, and you're still working on it. You have a therapist. You're really resourceful. Those are things that I would put on a list, that I'm resourceful. I'm a fighter. I'm a friendly person. Just anything to help negate all of the nasty things that she said. Because in therapy, we know, I think you probably heard me say before, we need 5 positives for every 1 negative. And so just spending some time building yourself up, because people will always try to tear us down in our life. And we need to take time to refill ourselves up with positive. And that can help fight the suicidal thoughts and the thoughts that maybe be better if I wasn't here. And do you have any good friends or any other people you could lean on? If you do, I would spend time with them, because those are good reminders too as to why we're here. And those are positive influences and people I'd spend more time with. And I wouldn't be home unless I have to be, even if I'm just going for a walk or spending time. I would do some things like that to just help you feel less stuck.
Right.
Do you think that would help for now?
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, and then let me know how it goes. I mean, obviously it's one thing at a time. So today, try to write down your 3 things, that you love about yourself. And if you have someone positive you can call them. And then when you see your therapist, I would see if you can get an extra session in. Just say you need a little extra support right now, and things have been hard. Or maybe she'll spend extra time. Maybe you could do a double session once or something like that. Yeah, see what can work, okay?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. And then the community's here too, so feel free to get on the website and chat with them too and get some extra support. We're here for you.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Okay. Bye, Jennifer.
Bye.
Oh, Melissa, I drank the seawaters here. She just gave a smiley. Oh, yeah. Allison says she's a bomb. Okay, I'll answer a few more questions, then I got to scoot, you guys. I know Jennifer is really strong. Give her some love, you guys. Okay, so let's see. Okay, question from Leah X. My friend is bulimic, so how can I help her? And I've said this a lot with regard to mental health issues in general. How do we help our friends? And the truth of it is that kind of sucks is that we really can't, because they have to help themselves, right? Like I was just saying to Jennifer, we can't control other people, which sucks. And it's like a daily reminder. Oh, thanks, Jennifer. I hope things get better, and I hope that that's helpful. But it sucks because we can't control other people, right? But we can control ourselves. And so when it comes to a friend and helping a friend, we can check in with them. We can let them know we're there for them. We can pop by. We can bring coffee and hang out and chat. And then we can encourage them, if it's appropriate, if they don't have help, to get help. And just letting them know that we care about them. This isn't like pressuring them to get help. This is like, hey, I'm really kind of worried. Oh, thanks, Sam Crow. Yay, yay. Letting them know, that we care about them, we love them, and that's why we're asking. And so I would encourage you to do that. Just be there for them. If they want to get help support that decision and maybe go with them to their first appointment, things like that. Anything like that can really help someone who's struggling, unfortunately, because we can't make them, get better right now. Okay? I know Kenyans are the best. Yay, yay, yay. Oh, good. Okay. Last question. Drum roll, please. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to find one. Okay. A to B, let's see. That's a clever name. Oh, where did it go? Poop. It was something about like tips to get better sleep. Okay, tips to get better sleep. How do I get sleep? I can never get more than 5 to 6 hours per night. This is going to sound really weird. And I have an old video. That's actually one of my favorite thumbnails, you guys. If you can see that old video, I'm like this. And there's a sheep. It's wonderful. So, anyway, it's a hilarious thumbnail. Check it out. But I talk in that video, and the truth about sleep is that we actually have to treat ourselves like babies. I know that sounds weird, but we have to get in a schedule and a rhythm, and we should be going to sleep and getting up at roughly the same time every day. Now, I know that that's not going to work overnight, pun intended, but we should slowly start moving in our sleep and wake schedule to help get us in a better state where, let's say we're going to bed at like 11 o'clock at night and we're getting up at like 8 in the morning or 7 in the morning or whatever. It depends on when you need to be up and when you like to go to sleep. Everybody's a little bit different, and so catering it to you, slowly moving it towards that goal. And how much sleep do you want to get at night, and making sure you allot enough for that. And then we want to eat around the same time. We want to do the same things at the same time. Take a shower, maybe get in comfy clothes. Then we listen to some music, and you need to turn your screens off. No laying in bed on your phone, scrolling Instagram. This person, I'm terrible. But getting away from screens, they say 3 hours before you sleep is ideal, because the backlit stuff of the screen like keeps our body awake and makes it think it's daytime. And so that can be disrupting your sleep schedule. And so, stopping, let's say, an hour before you plan to go to bed, if you can. Start winding down. I find music really helps calm me down, and a warm shower really helps calm me down. So trying those things out and slowly moving it down can really help you feel better and slowly get into a better sleep schedule. And it takes time, and there's going to be nights, everybody has nights where we don't sleep well. I find also, if you find your mind is running at night, keeping a little pad of paper next to your bed and writing those things down feverishly, knowing that then you won't forget them. So I don't need to lay awake and have anxious sleep, which is the worst. Anxious sleep is the worst. I can write them down and come back to it in the morning. So I hope that helps. If anybody has any other things, yeah, Sean is commenting in the chat, right? People are asking. No, it's a ghost. No, it's Sean. I'm assuming he's in chat, even though he's right here. He's not talking to me yet. He's got the headphones in. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Huh? Now he hears.
Yeah, I had to boot someone. They were dropping some really insensitive stuff, so I had to log into your account.
Oh.
Will you do one more?
We had to boot somebody out because they were being a jerk. Mr. Jerks.
Get to that one.
Okay. Okay, guys, that's all the time we have for today. We are all done. We ran over, but we almost got a whole extra half an hour. So I will, I'll see you all. I'm going to try to do one a week. I'll be moving it around on the days and the times to help accommodate you. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, I know. Carly's like, thanks for booting them. Thanks, Sean, for keeping it safe. Keeping it a safe place. Oh, Amberly, I'll be back. Don't worry. I'm not really leaving. I'm just not live streaming. I'm still around. Okay, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. It's finally Friday. And I will see you on Monday with a video. Okay? Bye.